I'm Keegan. I'm the Balanced Nomad, and today I'm going to be taking you through a full body yin class. This class is suitable for beginners and no props are required. If you haven't practiced yin before, it follows 3 simple principles. The first one is we find our edge, meaning we find the place in the pose where we're feeling a gentle stretch, but we're not feeling any pain. The second one is we hold the pose. Yin postures usually last for about 3 to 5 minutes, but today, because it's a short class, we'll just be holding each pose for 2 minutes. And the last principle is that we remain still, trying not to move as long as we don't feel any pain. There might be a lot of sensation there, which is totally okay, but if you're feeling any pain in any one of these poses, feel free to back off. We're going to start in a nice, easy child's pose, choosing the variation that works the best for us. Whether that be a seed child pose variation with our arms facing back, or we can find it with the legs open and the big toes together, stretching out forward. This is our first posture and we'll be here for 2 minutes. Taking some deep breaths here. Breathing into any areas of the body where we feel sensation. And we have about another minute here in this posture. And we can slowly walk out of this pose, just moving to tabletop to transition to our next pose. We're going to find pigeon, also known as swan pose in yin yoga, starting with the left leg coming to the front, bringing the knee behind the wrist. Finding wherever you feel comfortable here. Shin may be parallel, but it might not be. Maybe pointing a bit more backwards like mine is. Has to do with your anatomy. Some people just aren't going to have as open hips as others, which is totally fine. So just finding a comfortable edge here. We can stay up on the fingertips or the palms, or come down to the elbows and maybe bring the forehead onto the mat. And we're here for 2 minutes. And we're here for about 1 more minute. Just remembering to bring breath to the areas we feel the most sensation. And we can slowly begin to walk ourselves out of this pose, just coming back with the hands, moving back to tabletop, maybe shaking out the hips a little before we find pigeon or the swan pose on the opposite side. So bringing the right knee over to the right wrist, moving out the foot to whatever angle feels best. Maybe you're more at 90 degrees or maybe you're a bit more back, like 45 like me. Whatever is fine, as long as it feels okay for you. And again, we can stay up on fingertips, come to palms, elbows, and maybe bring the forehead to the mat, and we're here for 2 minutes. Just about 30 more seconds or so here. And we can slowly walk ourselves out of this position, coming back to tabletop, shaking out the hips to release that stretch. And we're going to move into thread the needle here. We can start lifting the right arm up and threading it through underneath the left shoulder. Our right shoulder is still pressing into the mat here. We can stay here, or you can lift the left arm up straight, or maybe tuck it behind your back. So just finding what arm variation feels best for you here. Remember, you don't need to do the most extreme version of this pose because we will be here for 2 minutes. So just whatever feels the most comfortable for you. And we're just here for about another minute. And we can slowly come out of this position, bringing the hand back if you were in a different arm variation, and slowly lifting up the right side, getting a big opening in that chest, releasing. And coming back to our tabletop, we're just going to find thread the needle on the opposite side. So lifting up the left arm and threading it through underneath the right shoulder. Hand can stay planted, be tucked behind you, or straight ahead. Whatever feels best for you here. And we'll be here for 2 minutes. And we can slowly start to release out of this posture, pressing back up, coming back to a tabletop pose. And from here, we're just going to flip over onto our back. And we're going to find a happy baby posture from here to stretch out the back of the legs. So you can either hold on to the big toes with the 2 peace fingers or holding on to the outside of the feet. It'll be a bit harder with this one. Just making sure whatever variation you're choosing, you can feel the lower back still pressed onto the mat. You're not completely lifted up. So choosing whichever variation. And we're gonna stay here with bent knees for about a minute. And we can rock a bit for the last minute, so I'll tell you when. But for now, just remaining in stillness, feeling the deep stretch on the back of the legs. And we can find a little rock if you do want to find some movement here. Maybe just making small little motions. Or if it feels okay, maybe straightening up the legs. Just finding a tiny bit of movement here. And you can give a little squeeze to the knees into the chest and just releasing the feet down. We're going to find a supine twist here. So you can either find this with both knees together and bring them over, but I personally like to do it with my left leg straightened and my right knee in towards my chest and pulling it over to the left side. Extending through the right arm and making sure that right shoulder blade is still pressed to the mat. It's not coming up. So taking whatever leg variation feels best for you. A bit more supported with the two knees, but I just feel like doing it with the one leg just gives me a deeper stretch. And we'll be here for 2 minutes. These twists are the last poses of class today, so just enjoy them. And we can slowly roll back up, maybe squeezing that right knee in towards the chest. And we'll just find this twist on the opposite side, choosing your leg variation, either with both knees bent over to the right or with the right leg extended, left knee in towards the chest and bringing it over to the right side. And extending that left arm straight, making sure that left shoulder blade is pressed to the mat and our gaze is towards our left fingertips, or we can shut down the eyes. This is our last posture before Shavasana. So just really breathing here, enjoying this last pose of class. we can slowly come back to the center, maybe squeezing that left knee in towards the chest. Maybe bringing up both knees, just give yourself a little rock here. And we can come into our final resting pose, Shavasana, just spreading ourselves out here, taking up lots of space. And we won't be here too long. So just breathe deeply, and I'll call you back when it's time. And we can slowly start bringing the awareness back into the body. Wiggling fingers and toes, just bringing a bit of movement in. We can take a big stretch, arms overhead, stretching like we just woke up in the morning. And rolling over to your right side, finding a little fetal pose, just for a breath or two. And we can push up, just coming to seated in the middle of our mat. And I'm just going to close here with one chant of Om. Feel free to join me. Bringing hands to the center of the chest in prayer. Inhaling deeply. Bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for doing this class with me. I hope you feel a little bit better in your body, nice and stretched out, and I will see you soon. Thank you.